Well, GM Dabblers, it's your old friend Kale here, Community Manager at Dabl Club. Welcome to the fourth week of Agent Camp. Very excited to continue the learning process here, and we're excited to get you prepared to launch your very own agents, and we're ready to see what you will build. So a quick reminder that this is going to be the week of the finish line. Mel's getting his setup ready right now, so that way we can dive right into the code and kind of wrap our brains around bookending this ElizaOS plugins. We're happy to have you join us here today. So I've got my short list of reminders as usual. First and foremost, a salute to the Agentic Ethereum participants. We've seen many dabblers already submitting and joining teams over there, and makes me very proud to watch some of those friends from here at Agent Camp actually joining as teams in that Agentic Ethereum hackathon. So we've seen a lot of chatter in our Agent Camp chat in our Telegram, and it's been really fun to watch them coordinate and collaborate. I'm looking forward to the results and pulling hard for you, friends. So work together, do well. We believe in you. Remember, everybody, that you're learning skills right now that are directly applicable to the Polygon community grants. There are 3 separate tracks specific to AI, but that's not the only tracks available in the Polygon grants. There's a direct track and one other as well. It's not related to AI. So there's a fit for everybody. It's a strong reminder that you should definitely be looking at the Polygon community grants tracks and figuring out if your project fits into one particular category. Reach out to us here at Dabl Club. You can join dabl.chat if you're looking for any advice or feedback or consultation or guidance through the application process. But we're just as excited to hear about the results. And so please consider us friends and allies in that process and let us know how it goes for you. We'd love to hear your feedback specifically on the process, so that way we can share that with the Polygon community grants team and continue to improve that process. Any of you that do get approved for grants, I have to hear about it. Please raise your hand and let us know if that happens to be the case, because we want to showcase your good work and we want to showcase your success in that regard. If you're coming to ETH Denver, it's less than a month away, so I bet tickets are already purchased. I hope you've already got your lodging. Make sure you aggregate with us. Dabl Club will be helping represent at the Ag Cave, hosted by Polygon, on the 26th and the 27th of February, and then the 28th will be Ag Day, and you can always catch us at the Polygon main booth. We'll be spread all over into all the right places, but we're very much looking forward to seeing you in ETH Denver. If you're headed that way, make sure we know it, so that way I can get you invited to all the best side events as I continue to confirm all the right places to be. It's going to be a crazy week. It takes a little time and coordination to figure out how much is really happening during Denver during that time, but consider us your resource to have the best ETH Denver possible. We have our in real life Agent Camp curriculum is going to be produced after we're done with Agent Camp Virtual, which you've been a part of. If you are in an area where you think other people in your immediate local region would want to learn about this material, we want to hear from you. I want to help empower you to lead agent camps in your local regions. And so let's coordinate and figure out how you can help spread this knowledge one layer further. And then last but not least, I'll be sharing the link for our Agent Camp survey. We have this survey where we're ready to see the diagrams of your particular mental workflows for your agent build, as well as any links to GitHubs or even maybe social media profiles or Discord chat rooms where you've already got the bot running and you've already got this agent doing some actions. We want to see the work. We're ready to review it. We're ready to showcase the heroes. We want to see how the material has translated into production. And so by all means, make sure you please fill out that Agent Camp survey. We'll share that link throughout the episode, but all of that is available at agentcamp.dev, as well as the recordings of all the prior episodes. So even if you finish your build a little bit after the fact, we still want to hear from it, and that survey will be live for a long time, so that way we have the opportunity to see the work that you complete. Without further ado, let's go through our typical loop here. I've got my friends with me. Colin and Mel are both on the call, so we'll pull Colin up here. He'll say hello to everybody. I think Mel's got himself set up and ready to rock and roll, and so we'll dive right into the code here soon enough. Mr. Colin, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going? Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for joining. I'm excited to have everyone on today. I would love to invite everyone who hasn't already signed up for ETH Denver to go and sign up for ETH Denver. We are all getting prepared, booking our flights. If you haven't already, now is a good time to book your hotel and lodging. If you have never been to ETH Denver, then you're in for an exciting new journey, because I would say it's one of the biggest events of the year when it comes to the crypto space. And it's not all just focused on Ethereum. So I encourage everyone to go sign up for ETH Denver. We're going to be there. We're going to have 2 days of agent camp at a co-working space downtown at the aggregation cave. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And we're also going to be featuring some of the startups that apply through Agent Camp. So if you took Agent Camp or attended any of our calls, we want to hear from you. We want you to come demo at our event. So look out for an invite to come to our demo day. So if you're building something very cool and you're attending Agent Camp, we want to hear about it. And we can put you on stage in Denver. As well, we want to encourage everyone to apply for these grants. These grant teams will also be there, so we can. It's a good opportunity to meet the people behind these different grants. So you can go find the Gitcoin and Eliza folks in Denver. We'll try to have one of them come speak at our event. So also, if you are already started on the Agentic Ethereum hackathon, then good luck to you. I'm in there working with some hackers right now, trying to build out some awesome ideas. So if you're, it might not be, it looks like applications are closed now, but if you're in this hackathon, you can find us in the Discord there, and we'd love to see what you guys submit to that hackathon. All right, I want to bring on Mel and introduce our topic for the day, as we have been diving into Eliza over the last, the last 3 sessions. We've been doing a deep dive into Eliza, right, Mel? So now it's time for us to pull it to completion. Is that right? Are we on the 5
Yes.
track?
Yes, we are. Technically, we are just diving a little bit deeper into creating something new for, it's like the more of a deeper dive into what we were working on last time, the evaluation, which we have explored before, but just trying to define it in a way that is helpful for us, trying to manage the database and just take it a little bit deeper and exploring mostly. Even though we already have this full flow, we are adding, additional plugins or functionality that just make it more sense, not only on the technical side, which is where we are already working, at least on deploying from the chat interface, but now starting to add the Farcaster client and start, once we leave, if you ever work on something in production like this, okay, it's going to start to use test tokens, people are going to start to interact with it. So how can we take it to the next level and start designing the agent in a much more agentic way, and start assigning it a more specific ways of interaction with the users by exploring the evaluators. If you remember last session, we were able to create the evaluator, but once we started to add different stuff, trying to hack the Farcaster client evaluation, which also is included, they have their own kind of templates. But after that, for some reason, the agent chose to ignore us, and this is the part that is very interesting about how to start requesting the agent or start creating this kind of checks or validations that the agent can also do on if the agent should or not take this interaction. And for us, it's just a Farcaster response we need to extract that we haven't reached out yet to finalize our token launcher via Farcaster. But for you, it could be swapping, it could be recommendations, as we already explored the Solana plugin. But yeah, that's more or less where we're at. And what other ideas can you come up with, Colin, for this kind of positions where you have to start adding this complexity and how to think as a builder, and especially as a business also, like how I'm gonna pay for the agent, how the agent is gonna generate value.
Yeah, I think as we go forward, like people want to fund their agent agent or their website in some method, and we've seen like a movement from subscription-based services to sort of the Web3 approach where you pay for everything that you do in an app, and now we've moved towards the gasless transactions to make things easier. I think AI has to make our lives easier for it to be adopted. So it's going to be, I think we'll start to see agents for every website, and that'll just be a common thing. Is that rather than trying to find the information, you can just talk to the agent that already knows all the information. So I think we're going to see that sort of use case become more frequent, and people should probably tip those information workers, right? We're going to have that we're going to add these AI workers to our workplace, and we need to like find a way to understand them and work with them, right? So this is Eliza could be your coworker in the future, so you should probably understand how Eliza works, right?
Precisely, and that's something very cool that we could start. As a very first idea is how to start training these agents properly, and the training is much more involved on code and prompt engineering. So let's take a dive into what we were working last session. We'll restart the process. We'll clone the repository. This will serve also as an exercise for anyone who's coming in fresh, maybe wants to start from where we ended last time. So let's go and clone the repository from where we left off, because we were having a lot of build errors, and this is a common step. And sometimes this is the previous source and the one that we're going to clone. And sometimes it's okay to just kind of take a step back and trying to understand why, if there's a point in our branch. And thankfully that's why this version control is important to understand. Even if you're not a developer, it's a good skill to have. So you probably do it with documents or Excel sheets, spreadsheets, and all of that. So it's good to just keep this hygiene. And we have a couple of branches that we have been working on, and this is where we're gonna come in and think as a builder. Now I'm having these troubles with building on this branch, which is the latest point, but we did branch off previously, so we can start from a kind of a cleaner slate if this doesn't go well. But for now, we're gonna clone this branch and try to see if starting from a fresh point helps us at all. So that's why we're going to clone this repository again. And let's just fresh switch the name so we don't kind of do it on the existing one, and we're just gonna switch the fresh. I'm using Node version 23, and I'm just cloning the repository. Don't think I'm just doing anything crazy. So ideally, there's one small thing that we need to do, and that's kind of easy. We're just going to copy our env file. So we're gonna have to rewrite everything. B. Okay, and over here. I guess we can just copy from here. Remember, you just need to have your own You need to make sure that you have all of these API tokens and keys and stuff, so you can actually just access all of it, all of the functionality. And if you have, this is one of the first ones that you see. You start API keys is the way that you need to create a new one to interact with a different interface. So if you need a Twitter, you want Twitter functionality, you need a Twitter API key. If you want to do a Farcaster one, you need API key for pretty much each and every kind of functionality, and of course the one from your LLM. So that's why we're cloning it from the previous instance into the new one. And after that, we need to install. Remember that we need to do it with the no frozen log file if it's the first time, or if we ever update our packages. For some reason, we need to import, let's say, maybe the Alchemy SDK. And in that case, we will need to run an installation with this no frozen log file tag and do the whole install, build, and then test. And just that's the usual cycle whenever we do changes that impact the functionality. Either if it's only code, it's pretty much just a build that you need to do. But sometimes between builds, you can also get some cache that wasn't deleted, or something that might break the apps and just the server doesn't run, which can get frustrating. And that's when you do again the clean and you need to reinstall. But that can be also it gets to a point like we were stuck last time, where you cannot pretty much move further unless you kind of nuke it, and that's what we are doing pretty much. So okay, we finished the installation. Now we need to run the build command. And this one should already have the character that we have been using, which is Coach Pool. It has already its own Farcaster account. You can follow it at Coach Pool, just like that, at Coach Pool. And if you remember, it has already this token launcher action, which is a contract that we also shared last time. I don't know if you can share them, Kale, or maybe I can look for the URL. But these are our two repositories, one in the Dabl Club GitHub that you can just clone for the token launcher and check the functionality. It's a Clanker bot kind of clone. The only thing that it doesn't do at the moment is doesn't create a Uniswap pool. It just launches a token with the information that the user generates. So we did a build. Everything looks to be going good, and then after that we can run the start command or the start script, and we just let Eliza know which character it should run from our characters folder. So you should have this already created, and if not, you can just start with one of the default ones. And if you don't load any character, it starts the default Eliza one. So okay. We're having some issues here. Okay, seems like the character is not over there. We do have it here, so I'm just gonna copy it. And if you don't see it anywhere, I think it's because by default, the gitignore folder, sorry, the gitignore file, the gitignore file by default has the characters folder in it. And if you are not you don't know about Git and how it works, this is a special file that lets know the version control system, which is Git in this case, that specific folders or files should not be uploaded. For example, one that usually you will see in this kind of files is the .dmv file and its derivatives, because that's where we place API keys. And if we don't have this here, then whenever you push into a remote repository, your API keys would also be pushed in this file. And this is why we need the gitignore. However, for the characters, I just deleted it. I'm gonna delete it because when you want to share a character, and whenever you want to have it also available on Railway, which we'll go through a quick demonstration here also before ending. You're gonna need that characters folder to load your character properly. So that's what's happening, and that's the reason why it didn't start. So just a potential bug that you can find if you're trying to replicate this. It's a simple fix. In this case, it's this one. We just paste it, and now whenever I'll update this so it doesn't happen anymore. Let's try to do it again. Now it should load properly. This one's started with my local Yeah, that's nice. Did a local model apparently. I wonder why. It's funny. HTML details. Okay. Okay. There are some problems with some plugins apparently, but it's also working with Share Wallet. Okay. PM start client. It's funny how it's kind of loading a lot of stuff.
Well, it's almost like it changes how we approach this every single time.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. It's interesting. It's also a different model. Apparently, I don't know why it loaded the local one, but I wanted to check. So let's see. This is kind of a usual interaction whenever you start running with clients or agents. So it seems that it got just stuck using the OpenAI, which I might have. Yeah, okay, that's okay. We switched the client, the LLM here in the model provider last time. We were having this issue with the JSON generation object, but that's not that wasn't the fix. That's just different. But for this one is the one that I'm not sure about why it's trying to do this kind of pools for pool seed. I don't know what this is for. Okay, let's just leave it over there, and then tries to fetch a wallet from the Coinbase SDK. Okay. Anyways. Engagement. Okay. No action found. So you see, it's starting to do some interactions, but it's also here's like when you can start to think, okay, maybe there's some errors where some actions are not found. That's some ideas for interactions, and you would need to see what kind of interaction is happening. But it's a way to explore into the agent's kind of brain and see what's that's a very cool thing to do. I'm sure there's a way to execute this where this one shouldn't be. Okay, maybe I'm using the. Oh no. Okay. Oh. I think I have loaded a different a different character this time. A different account could be. Okay, so something's happening here because of this space. But let's just stop this here in the meantime. And let me see if I can. I need to check something very quick for the .mv file. Not sure if it's gonna work. Yeah. Now let's leave it like that for the moment. Anyways, so the engine seems to be working well. There are some weird interactions happening. Yeah, let me switch for a bit. We need to work on the Farcaster integration, so that's why I need to make sure that we are following the proper keys for this. So we have the proper account and we can start working with it. I'm just gonna switch a couple of things.
Almost gets a little tricky there. You're trying to use like one account for multiple different demonstrations. Lots of wires to cross.
Yes, it's something that happens sometimes. Where was this? This is signer ID. Okay. Yeah, I was using the previous one. It happened. It also happened to me. The previous, like, it started also on the coach pool one, like a Spanish speaking Spanish-speaking version, which is funny, but still like, oh, damn. That's the mix-up between characters, something you can probably see, and that's a good idea. That's something that also that you should consider whenever you're testing stuff. If you want to just test with your how you say with your agents or your account, you don't want to use like a regular name or whatever, and just use your webcast. Just kind of let everyone know, hey, I will be testing some stuff in case the agents don't behave like you expect, or they kind of give away some information. Just make sure that you let people know that, because the agent can do like weird executions and you can misplace stuff. So be careful. Just that. I'll just say. Okay, so I have fixed that. I'm gonna start sharing again and switch to the Anthropic model, just because that's the one I'm keeping track of. Remember, you can very easily switch over here on your character file, and that's how you can just switch between LLMs. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to kind of switch into specific rebuild and all of that. So yeah, there's an issue with the seems like the Coinbase SDK, but we're not using it, so there shouldn't be like any more troubles for us directly. So now we can work on our here on our agent, and we can start. Let's see if we can get it to interact again with us, because we did make a change. Or we can take a look into Farcaster. So remember, last time on Thursday I said I shared on the Telegram chat, which if you haven't joined, you should join. That's where we're gonna be having more discussions. So it's probably all happening here in the interactions. This is specifically into the Farcaster client. So let me zoom in, and here on the prompts, this is how Farcaster manages the evaluation of what the Farcaster client, how do they handle with the evaluations for posting, for some message handlers, and should respond. And this is the one that we are interested in, because we are sending this information to the agents, and this is always injected into the action. So remember, whenever you have like any question on how does an agent do whatever functionality that I want to replicate, you should definitely take a look into the clients and see what's happening and how other teams are managing these flows. So for us, the action that we probably want to look at is the interactions, right? They are the interactions, the ones that we want to handle for our users, because that's the way the users are gonna communicate with the functionality that we designed, which is the token launcher. So here in the handle interactions, we have some processes that are run by whenever it detects this interaction request, and it should be around here. We can take a look in a bit, but here's where the main stuff happens. So first you get the mentions from the client, and then it gets information about the agent, and it goes through all of these new interactions, and I believe it looks for, there's like a defined way of following these conversations. So if you're interested in kind of keeping track of Twitter information or just Farcaster like this, you can replicate this, and this is how you get information specific to conversations that have happened. And if they haven't, they are generated probably. So get the mentions. Then you run the cast UUID. The mention hash, okay. And past memory. So you also get the past memory. And here's where before generating the cast, there seems to be like a programmatic way that they are doing this, because this is where they execute. And pretty much what it means is once they find the previous memory and they say like, oh, I have already created this kind of interaction, I'm gonna skip it. I don't know how reliable that is, but that's how they run this evaluation. But what I want to point at is on the should respond. So this happens. View conversation thread. I believe in this one. Memory handle cast. Should respond. Okay, yeah. So we're here. Okay, so this handle cast is the one that gets called in these interactions. You see in the handle interactions function, that's where we get the cast interaction. And then if it finds that it hasn't responded to it, then it goes through the handle cast call. And here is where we get this should respond evaluation, which that's like that's the way I would the pattern that usually goes is this should respond template evaluation, and then we can also this is what I would probably do a lot of times whenever we want to handle any functionality. You should ideally create a templating or a function for this, and in this case, what they do in the should respond, they pass all of this context that it has built throughout the function call, and it also loads. It's not here. And it should respond. Yeah, it's in the context, and the context is passed as this with this template. So if we don't pass, this is something interesting that you can do with your characters. Maybe you want just this character to have like a very specific template for a very specific action on Farcaster, and you could place it here. So we will try this in a bit, because I think this is one that I haven't tried before. And the other is also for runtime character templates, just a very specific should respond template. And if not, it loads the default should respond template, which is the one that I was showing previously. So I know we went kind of into the very deep should respond evaluator for Farcaster. I don't know if there's any questions up to this point.
Nothing pinning at this exact moment.
I think okay.
I actually maybe I have one myself. So like if you wanted to adjust the type of responses that the agent gives, say you wanted it to respond in poems like haikus every time, do you do that in like the character handling, or do you do that with this should respond cycle?
I guess it depends. You could probably instruct the thing with the styles and all of this. It would probably have to be, if you always wanted to respond at the like a haiku, you should probably have it at the system prompt level. Just like you will always respond, and that way you ensure that happens. But if you want for different clients, different behaviors, maybe Discord is more like, it's a chat, but it's not really about putting haikus. So, but whenever you're posting properly as a tweet or as a cast, then maybe, then do haiku. And you could work either on the templates. I think that would be a good idea. At least for Farcaster, you see that the template, and let's work on that idea. You probably wanted to do it like this at the template level for the character file. So let's see if we can create a template, and we should have it under character. So the character is loaded with our character file, and we can just add the templates and add a Farcaster should respond template, which is the one that has priority apparently. I don't know if it's priority properly because it's like chained ORs, but anyways, let's just create this one. So under character, we should add the templates property here. Let's do that. Templates. And let's see if we can do this. This should be a property. Or string. Hit save, and just want to and we will just try to adapt it. Adapt the Farcaster should respond template to always respond whenever the user intends to send a token. It should generate an object with the proper JSON format to send. No, it's to respond the launch token action. Okay. Token action. And we should include this. So right now, what I'm telling the LLM is, okay, so we need to create this template to work like this. Whenever the user wants to launch a token, which is the functionality that we want the user to enjoy via our agent, or to have access of via our agent, that's what we're telling the template with the template here. So whenever you are associating this idea with the action that you have, which is called launch token, you should respond. We should respond to the user that you are attending this I call it this interaction and this action execution. And then we also I'm also adding this generate the object, because we should tell the LLM you should generate this object. If you don't have this information, please ask the user to generate it properly in another class. And if you have this information with this validation, then we can you can proceed and execute the launch token. Otherwise, don't call the launch token action until you are ready. You have everything ready. So this is what we are going to do. Launch. Find I remember where we can just call the agent count plugin, I guess. Anyway. It was here on the. I cannot see it. Farcaster. So don't tell me our plugins are not being uploaded. That would be plugin should be here. Yeah. Oh, it's because we're in the main branch. Okay, that's why we're having all of these issues. Correct. Git stats. Check. This one should be deleted. Scarred. Okay. We can just clear and put that. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that.
Version controls its own discipline.
And this is the one that we needed, right? Agent tab. Done. Great. Oh, forgot the feet. Okay, now we're rolling. I'm gonna run the git clean, git yeah, this is part of the flow. Git clean, so we can start git clean. No, npm run clean. So we can delete what whatever we had before. We're going to save this. You can just close this part. I'm gonna close everything. and just keep let's work on the prompt in the meantime while we finish the cleanup. So we need to adapt the Farcaster or create a Farcaster in this case now, generate that to always respond whenever the user intends to launch a token via the launch token action from the agent camp. So it should generate an object with the proper JSON format to respond to the launch token action and the token launcher ABI. Okay, so we cleaned up this part, and then we need to run the build. Run build. Oh, where? We need to install. Install, no for some log file. It's okay. And here, while this is happening, we can take a look into our agent camp plugin just to see and make sure that we have we wanted to tell the LLM, we want to provide it the proper files, remember? So it has the context here. Now this one's here, perfect. And we also need to, we can check that later. Just launch token action, that's the one that we want the agent to make sure to address. And let's also add to it our Farcaster client. For some reason, it's indicating something here, but we haven't done any change. It was also happening last time. Okay. Get removed. And over here, maybe we have some errors here. So we're having some issues with the Veeam installation, apparently. Even though this seems to have installed correctly, which is good for us. And now we can run the build script. Runs usually faster. Okay. So this is the same error that we were having before. At least it was also having issues with the core plugin. Even though we haven't really done anything to it. Let's see what we have changed. Yeah, that was gonna work. Okay. So this error is very annoying because it doesn't give us anything to work on. So let's see, we haven't changed anything, so let's just switch to the agent camp. And this one as a step before, so this one should be missing some. Let's see, let's close this. So on this one, let's start with another clean. And on this one, what we are missing is the evaluator, right? And if you remember, that's not the worst thing. Let's start the evaluator from scratch because it was kind of adding us a lot of stuff at the same time for the friendship evaluator. And we're not using it right now, so we can just focus on the Farcaster thing. So that's what we are kind of restarting from the Feed plugin agent camp branch, which is the one that, like I said, we branched it out off before last session. So it has like a cleaner startup without making any changes that might have generated this, which we don't even know what happened. That's usually what my process. Whenever I face this error, I try to keep like commits, even though it's hard. Sometimes I get distracted on the work, but try to keep up this checkpoint so you whenever you have these issues, you can try at least to start from a previous point. And if we have issues here, then it's like trying to find out exactly in which commit was the previous version, which I hope we don't have to do. But anyways, so back to our templating, we can still work on this while it gets installed. So here we can just also ask the LLM to include this prompt here, and we can then also it should be generated from the should respond template as a reference. Okay, and where do we want to create this evaluation? Would be on our... No, we have to create it on the character file, right? Because we're going to try to load it from this Farcaster should respond template. This one. Okay, try this. And we shouldn't have any issues while we are doing this stuff, because we are just executing the changes on the characters folder, which is not included whenever we run this build and installation, well, rather the installations and build steps. And while that gets built, yeah, let's just kind of accept, close this, and let's see, should respond. What happened? Oh, like apply. No, it did it on the on the wrong. We don't want to do it here. Let's copy it, but it should have been on the other file. Okay, and let's just make sure that this one's back to the previous format. Okay. This shouldn't reflect any change. Okay, that's good. And over here, remove this one. I should remove the ticks. You need to store this all as formatted. Let's just say this one into one line. Format into one line. This should be like the simple task that the agent should be. Oh my god! Did it did? Hope so. Let's just trust on this. But in the meantime, yeah.
Gotta believe in something.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, it looks fine. We'll find out in a bit. So, oh my god. We're still having the same error. I really have no clue. Property stream are incompatible. Trying to find out if there's something that comes up. Target node 18. In output folder, been success. Yeah, this is the tricky one. What can we do now? See. So right now, the only thing we're doing is creating this. I haven't really done anything. Just log file changes. Now expose the FID. This one really doesn't have stuff. Over here. This is changing the issue. discard this. Okay. Git log. So maybe we can start again from scratch. Sorry, this is not working as expected. Dabl. Because we did install it once, but that shouldn't be the issue. You know, that shouldn't be. Let's copy. From here into Airbnb here. Open this. You need to add the agent, the character, yeah. The file. Okay, and on this one, the freshest one, it's going to fetch. Let's switch to the feed plugin agent count. And now this one should be from scratch. So let's see if this is also having this issue, which then would be worrying. I mean, not worrying, just that we need to like rebuild this and make sure that we load the proper advances that we have done with the token launcher and everything, and just make sure that it works properly on the freshest repository. So whenever you're facing this, because this one's like could be something, you know, it's kind of digging into the TypeScript configurations and see, you know, it's like very boring stuff. We really haven't done like too much of a crazy stuff on the plugin side that would rather like just copy a folder from scratch, which might be what we need to do if this doesn't work. And so let's see. npm build. And here's where the issue regularly happens. So at least on the freshest install, nothing got crazy, and we are already on the agent camp, this plugin agent camp. And now what we're going to do is just test on Farcaster implementation. And this one should have the template already loaded here.
Nice.
But actually, this is a very bad.
Oh, that single line's no good.
Yeah. We can just ask it to do it here. Zoom in a little bit, and we can access the chat history. Okay, it's not loaded for this one, but should be for this one. Yeah. Maybe I can just copy this. So everything is building here properly. Seems like it. Adapt this template into one single line for the okay. Join the code. Did it do it? Okay, apply it. Accept it. Yeah, this looks better.
More useful.
Yeah, we'll find out in a bit. Parameters, name, supply of ID. Okay, that seems okay. And just to test, make sure that we close this one, which is the one that didn't work, and just built successfully, and we can start the client. We can test on Farcaster. Let me also, okay. Which was the one that I was doing? Let me stop sharing for a bit. Did I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just, I want to accidentally show something. Conversations, okay, that's fine. And let me close a couple of stuff right now. Okay.
I use this moment to give a quick shout out to Rikia and Alok, who are both going to be coming to ETH Denver from Berlin. So we'll have some of our Asian Camp dabblers there on site with us. Be exciting.
Oh yeah, let's meet. Let's catch up. So we have started our client, and let's see if we can get it. Oh. Okay. You see what's happening here? Seems like it got the information from previous interactions. Since this is a fresh start, it hasn't registered, that evaluation that we checked for previous memories on the Farcaster responses. But I had already asked for this token before, actually in the previous session. And seems like this time it's executing the action. And I don't know if it's going to properly generate the response on Farcaster client, but let's see if the token was launched. And maybe we can do it directly here. I don't remember which was the agent's wallet. What was your wallet address? Because in that case, we should see an interaction from this wallet address on Polygon Amoy, which is our token launcher, where our token launcher contract was launched. And let's see if something happened at least. If not, I would expect, it seems like nothing happened. So this one worked. What's your wallet address? So the only thing is we're probably not doing like a proper. So we have the coach pool and token coach. Okay. So we need to tell the agent we're missing some parameters from the function call. If you remember, we need the social proof, which is obtained from the Farcaster hash. We need the image, which we should have. It should have been loaded from the cast, because I also included it on the cast that the agent's probably looking at. So let's see. Maybe you can see on this one. So from this one, it should get the image URL, which has been already loaded here. My FID, which is, since I'm the one interacting with it, and this URL, which is the social proof. So let's see if we can tap into this here, and we can ask it to please also add instructions to what would it be? We need instructions to obtain the FID, the Warpcast URL, to get the FID, the Farcaster, which is a URL, and the social proof, which should come as an embed. And let's see. In the meantime, what else can we check? Need to take the door. Be right back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Sharing. Okay.
Folks, I've also shared in chat the link, the tiny URL to get to the Ag Cave. Those Luma events are live. There we go. So recommend if you're going to be in Denver at all. It's a very exciting opportunity. This will be my 30th Denver in a row. It's one of my favorite events of the year, and it really kicks off the event calendar for the whole year. So the Ag Cave will be all day. It's a co-working space. It's separate. It's not located at the main event of the Denver itself, and it'll be running from the 26th to the 27th. Dabl Club has some programming time set up from 8 a.m. to noon on both of those days is when we'll officially have our dedicated space and be activating for things directly related to our curriculum and our programming. But the Ag Cave is a full-time effort. It's a co-working space that anyone's welcome to arrive at and hang out there. And you'll see other speakers and other presentations, and it's also a place to just kind of find some quiet time. If you just need a back room, they have little meeting room breakouts for teams, lots of little snacks and food, and they'll have lunch each day as well. And then the 28th is going to be Ag Day. So that'll be a big old kickoff event for them, where they kind of do a big presentation on all things aggregation layer. They'll have some speakers and some guests as well. Opportunity to run into some of the Polygon big hitters. Every time I've hung around at the Ag Cave, I tend to find where all the Polygon team tends to be lurking and hanging out. So strong recommendation to check out that Ag Cave. I know I'll be there, Mel will be there, Colin will be there. Sounds like some of our dabblers are going to be there as well. So big reminder for that Ag Cave. If you're coming to Denver, it's kind of a must visit. All right, Mel, what we got? You're muted. There you go.
There you go. Okay, so now let's see if...
What do you think on this real quick, Mel? This is Ignor's feedback. So he can deploy an ERC token. He gets a wallet address, but it gives him a different wallet address than the one that he connected with the CDP, with the Coinbase Developers portal.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, so Igmar's having success deploying an ERC token, and he gets a wallet address, but it's a different wallet address than the one that he originally connected with the CDP. So I think he's maybe interacting with like the base testnet and using that Coinbase Developers portal for that. But yeah, somehow between the original wallet that he sets it up with and then deploys token via agent, he's getting a different wallet.
Yeah, it could be. Yes, I mean, definitely it's not going to be the same if you added a private key as we have done it or been doing it. So if you added the API key from Coinbase, it's probably loading the wallet that's generated or associated to that API key. Yes, because that can happen, or you can also check sometimes if you generate it by like just generating responses or generating templates with the LLMs, with the Cursor or whatever, just make sure that there's not like a hard-coded address too. That could be generating some noise there, which is unlikely, but not impossible. These
So are you just trying to clean up the process right now to make sure that it correctly extracts those three parameters?
Yes, and we need to make sure that it's included in the same template. So let's see. It seems like now it's better. I'm going to remove the ignore one.
No, we appreciate you, Ignar.
Okay. Okay. And let's see what happens. Yeah, let's just so ideally this doesn't have to be rebuilt. We just need to restart the client.
Because you didn't change packages, didn't change plugins, right?
Exactly. That's the cool part. And we did test that we're getting that we're getting a different response than we were getting before. If you remember, last time we were getting ignored, but now since we are kind of tapping into this specific template that's going to get loaded by our character file, we can work directly into this action that we want to do. The tricky part now is, okay, now we are intercepting. We need to make sure that this instruction properly gets us this information, and we need then to, now that we are gonna test if we get like a different information here on the agent's logs, then okay, reply to token launch request. So you see, okay, this is okay. It's generating, like it's re-answering to this one, so that's good. But now something weird happened. So it kind of normalized this action into a different one that we don't have. Oh, this is you, Michaela? Yeah, nice. That's good. That's what you need to do. We need to start seeing what's happening. And thanks for testing live. And you can see everything that's happening live. We can see it on this, like kind of the brain of the agent.
This is the chain of thought, huh?
Exactly. And right now we detected that we need to maybe adapt our token launch action to also accept this reply to token launch request. Maybe generate one specifically for Farcaster and have it more or like different, if it's Twitter or maybe Telegram or Discord, just adapt it to get this information from different source, like different points. This is the one that is also being loaded. The one that we were working on. Anyways, so okay. So it's still not getting correctly this information. How are we doing on time? We have time. Perfect. So now let's work on our evaluator. Maybe we should work on the Farcaster one directly, or rather on our token launcher action. Open our agent source. Here's our action, okay? So ideally, we need to, you see, this is what we're expecting. So we need to instruct the agent to help us log out this information first, so we can see what's happening on its brain and see if we are we're getting the information that we require and how is it getting it. Here we're going to add the reply to token launch request. Reply to, yeah, it's just generate 10 more since we see reply, just in case. Why is this not working? My cursor's acting weird. Okay, now we're good. Close this. Okay. Copy this too, because if I can delete the previous ones. Okay. Oh, no, it was okay. Nice. Okay, then the validate, that's okay. And here, we ideally, we should be able to get the message from the memories. And if not, the other thing that we could do is First, let's see what's contained in the message, and let's see if we can extract the FID from this. So I'm also going to update this template since we're gonna switch this. We're gonna run the installation again. This is what, like, if you can avoid redoing rebuilding and just working on the templates, that's better. Because that's when we start facing like weird issues, like just what happened. And we're going to let the assistant help us here and say add instructions on how to obtain the following parameters. Cannot do like this, and here for FID it should be included as author from the messages. This is part of the Farcaster. So we should be able to look for I'm looking for the ones from Farcaster. So yeah, let's take a look over here, because the prompts that are more interesting from us, or the information that we need to get from is from this client. So let's add this one. Maybe this should be enough reference for the okay, social. Okay, that's for the Farcaster ID, and we should also add here the instructions for the image URL included as embed in the Farcaster messages and included as the part of the URL with the cast attached. Okay, this should be extracted from the messages and added into the JSON object. So right now, that's all of these interactions with the LLMs are for getting a better template than we had before, and hopefully these ways how we can get the expected interactions with the LLMs. So it added the instructions for the missing parameters that we have so far. And I think this one should be like author. I don't know what's happening with this. Anyways, so this is the new template. Let's see. We just need to build. We don't need to install anything. So hopefully this build process doesn't need a cleanup. Otherwise, we will need to install. So something changed. We had 87 cache and a new like implementation, and that seems to be in line with what we want to do. So now that our token launch action has been kind of updated, and we also have included a couple of more simuls into this action call. Hopefully this time we will have a proper response. So just checking, we have the launch token one, perfect. And let's try to do a token launch properly from here. So I'm just gonna copy this warpcast. Let's see if we get this kind of interaction from previous. I don't think. Okay, seems like this time it loaded correctly, and it's not gonna recreate the message. So that's fine. And let's cast something here. And we need the image. And that should be enough. Let's see what happens on our. And I mean, we should see something happening here on our invalid message query. I don't know what this is for. Doesn't seem like it has picked up the.
It was like a 2-minute turnaround time or something.
Yeah, probably. But anyways, so right now, that's more or less the flow that we are gonna be executing with all of these evaluations and interactions. So a couple of new things that we ran, very quickly, that we ran are adding templating directly on the character file, which seemed to have worked, at least for us to instruct very clearly the LLM to attend our token launch feature on Farcaster. And then we're working directly on the agent to do this. Yes, Kale, you were...
Fundamentally, if you were trying to build this agent to launch within Telegram or operate within Telegram or say Discord or say Twitter, but you want the same functionality for this token launcher, like, is it just what do you change? Because the approach mentally is the same. I understand that, and getting the agent to help you format your input so that way it's got the parameters it needs. But right now we're doing this on Farcaster. Say we wanted to have this alive in Telegram and launching tokens to the Polygon Amoy testnet. What changes in terms of like how you build it?
I mean, depends on, for example, depends on what you want to get out of your interactions with the agent, or rather your smart contract. So that would be like the first. For a token launch, you don't actually need an image, for example. So that would be one thing less to take care of. You don't need the social proof either, but you also might start to think, okay, maybe I don't want to just do something for the hackathon, but for more long term. So you need to start thinking what kind of checks or validations I need to put in place on the smart contract level. Am I gonna use something specific from the user's information, like the Farcaster ID, in this case for Farcaster, but maybe if it's Twitter, you will need them to have maybe a subscription from or follow from your account, right? That's like a normal one. So it depends a lot on your needs, and that's where the diagram part comes from. That's where we want to see you like thinking, okay, so this is what I would need to get from, and maybe you don't need a specific functionality if you can get it identified on maybe an open source or a free one or a cheap one. It's all about digging out these ideas and trying to find out.
Yeah, it's making sense to me now, like the actual agent build and getting the agent alive seems pretty routine now. And so now the challenge is specific to like this Farcaster smooth interaction.
Exactly. And let's see. So we're having the same thing that it's kind of calling an action that it's not been detected as a token launch. So I'm gonna kill it for a bit and trying to add this as a simil. Even though we do have reply to. Exactly the one that was put was like this. So yeah, apparently gets normalized to this kind of response. Let's see. Sorry, this is boring or not. Let's see.
So many pieces.
Yeah, honestly, this is this kind of like the really the, I think you would say the usual. So yeah, that's like the boring part. You need to kind of test here and there and see if there's anything that changes, especially with Farcaster. That's like very, you actually have to start doing it publicly, or I mean, that's not the bad part. It's just like you need to make sure that you get this answer, but that's what your users are gonna be living. So yeah, if you cannot get it working on the flow, there's probably ways to do this better, like testing and stuff.
Maybe you need another agent, huh? You need a QA agent.
Yeah, or we could definitely work on this. It's not my strength. The whole testing. I would concede that's one of my areas of opportunity. So we could try to get it done with some testing and trying to follow how does this look like properly in with tests. Because if you want to actually launch the plugin and be included as part of the available plugins officially by Eliza, they are very strict about testing and having proper documentation of what your agent does, because the agents that they are using on Discord are trained on this. So that's cool. That's actually like a very fun requirement, because if that's what we want, right? We want the agents to take care of stuff.
I'll just drop the link there too. It's just warpcast.com/coachpool. If you want to shoot some messages to Coach Pool and see if you can get him to behave, gives us more material to look at as well in the chain of thought.
Where I do think we're still getting here and there this empty generation. So that's something else that we should definitely think about whenever you're exploring this kind of things, because sometimes this can break the app, and that's when you start getting trouble. So you see, we keep getting this invalid input generation. Anyways, small things here and there to take into account.
This is like mastering the format. This is what you're trying to do. Is just like get it all, how to turn the conversation into the correct format for the JSON object. Is that what you're looking at here?
Exactly. And you see, the token is not being launched. So now the action's not being called properly or detected properly, because our template is probably doing some only reply, a call. We have a little bit more time. Yeah. Let me get this connected
before you disappear.
Yeah, before I disappear. There we go. So I'm gonna go to the template, and
yeah, Javier, seen that same thing too about the testing strategy for adding plugins and whatnot, for not just even for Eliza. As we watch more platforms allow individual builders to submit plugins, yeah, your testing loops, your verification loops are going to be very important.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of hard code this here and put the execute launch token action whenever the respond, like this part is whenever it's let's see if this helps.
I like these challenges. This is now brain stuff. This is like a logic loop. Just getting this to behave like you intend for it to.
Yes, because like before, we saw that we had a call to the token launch action, but now we're not getting not even any. It's detecting no action being called, and that's because we changed something in a template processing that it doesn't even. It just says reply, or respond, and maybe that's what's making it a little bit murky. So let's see if we can fix that. Okay.
Yeah, agreed there, Javier. It is an interesting approach to update that plugin. Make sure it's all properly tested before production marketplace. I want to see people using agents to test agents. That's where we get to these agentic teams, and you start letting someone or something interact with your idea and find the breakpoints on it.
Exactly, and we'd love to we have some time, so we're probably gonna pause up until here. We're getting there, and next session we'll work more on the evaluator. I need to test some stuff and have it a little bit more streamed, and to plug it into this. You now have to be friend of the agent, and also you need to let's do some like evaluations. Check if you are a member of the Dabl channel. Just small things that maybe if you have some tokens on Polygon that help us very easily kind of get this number that the user, that the agent, the friendship thing that we were working on last time, and hopefully get something that's actually useful for you or for anyone that wants to add this kind of friendship things.
Well, and I'll ask you again here for my simple brain here. If you're gonna like strip all the Farcaster interaction out of this, say you just wanted to do this as a Discord bot, does that in your head simplify things, or is it just different?
I think it's easier when it's capped, like the client. Like if we go to the, you see, we're still seeing this reply, but if we go to the client version here on the chat, that's when we initially were able to get it working. Maybe we can test here and just say launch token. And the thing is how to extract, especially the FID, which is just ideally it's accessible via the Farcaster interactions. Mm-hmm. And the social proof, which is just a URL, which you really don't necessarily need it. And the image URL, which again, it's also not required, This is all because if you wanted to do it a little bit more like a marketplace, you would ideally use this kind of text and make it a lot more user-friendly and have more social interactions. That's where the social part comes from Farcaster. And the image, of course, you want to, like, people associate meme coin. You see, here we have it very easily executed.
Yeah, it's the Farcaster interactions we're specifically having the challenge right now.
But that's a fun one. And if you want to do Twitter, Farcaster is like the natural. Can stop sharing. It's like a natural step. That's a testing playground where you can see and get some probably a lot more early users, early adopters are gonna be willing to test this, and people who already have tokens and stuff on chain data. And yeah, that's why I like Farcaster as a builder a lot. So we do have, remember, Farcaster available on Polygon transactions. So if your agents can interact via frames and create a frame, that would be a good hackathon project. Create a frame for your app, and it has it responds with this frame to the users with a wallet interaction for maybe signing something or like a receipt or paying something. That's a very good way to have like maybe an IRS agent that goes and pays your tax. But imagine how many, like, thinking about we all hate taxes, and I mentioned this because we watched Meet Joe Black last week with my wife.
Sure.
And death and taxes. I'm reminded by that a meme, which is a meme. And yeah, so that's a way that you can tap into. Hey, I can help you get your taxes. The agent just comes in and here's what you need to pay, or you can pay with crypto transfer, and we'll lift your tax thing. That would be fun. We also need it in Mexico. Like, that's something interesting.
Let's catch up on these comments here. Renee just hopped in here. He's wanting to build the best AI of the space. You're in the right place. Agent Camp gets you there. Javier's was already mentally working through the idea of validating testing strategies using AI agents. So he's going to spend a little more time figuring out what that looks like in their opinion. Alok has it's a TLDR request, but yeah, as Shruti says here, and I'll follow up with their comment as well, right? Can we get a TLDR on the getting Eliza started up with some troubleshooting on common or known issues? Like, every other session we've done up till we started messing with the plugins was really covering that. And so good job, Mel, at least on making sure that the agent creation, I do feel like that part's pretty straightforward now based on our past course material. The TLDR is like 7 hours worth of prior footage, which you can view at agentcamp.dev for all the prior YouTube recordings. Mel, maybe you can give us like a little half pager, a little TLDR bullet points. If you were trying to strip this down in the most fundamental of steps, what is it to go from no agent whatsoever to having an agent? And then we'll pause right before that agent starts interacting in social platforms and whatnot, because that seems to be the next major challenge.
Sure. And I think, the TLDR is really go through the README on the agent, on the Eliza repository. It really is good. The documentation, really go through it. There are three main things: is clone it, install everything, build that's like a build process where everything gets compiled and served to the agent, and then start the character. That's the flow. Just make sure that you before installing, and that's where the documentation is important. Make sure that you have the proper node version, you have the proper installed tools.
And that's actually probably, kind of they're expanding on it right here. Not so much the building from scratch, because that makes good sense. That's good advice to start from that README. But I guess maybe even like the node issues, the node pitfalls, the things that have made your progress difficult on this, right? Where are the things where it's like, oh, I forgot about that, or oh yeah, this became
okay.
An issue.
Yes, definitely is a lot about package management. When installing new stuff, replicating stuff, make sure that the config files, especially the TypeScript ones, just like pointers. I'll make sure to create like a couple of the ones that I faced that made me proud. which might not be like super complex, but it's okay. I found it. So yeah, definitely those are a couple that I remember very clearly. The tsconfig file, and mostly just a good tip: don't leave them unattended unless you make sure that, especially if they're in the same room, like agents interacting with each other can run up your credits pretty fast. So just just make sure to place some checks here and there that make sure that you don't conversation more than 5 replies in 5 minutes. I don't know, stuff like that.
Some kind of consider the limitations, huh? Yeah. Otherwise you come back to a million messages between them.
But those will be my suggestions.
You're getting good love there from Renee. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. Absolutely. We got the best moment to build AI agents. Lots of opportunities to build hackathons, build-a-thons, projects. As soon as Agent Camp wraps, which we're getting very close to the tail end of this curriculum is going to push for the rest of the year. This will be the tone that we use for a lot of our in real life events at guilds, a lot of our conference presentations. A lot of information is going to be focused on this, because these tools can help you on your progress as you're building in blockchain as well. So this isn't explicit just to these AI agents or just to blockchain. The overlap is real, and the cross communication between these two tech stacks is the exciting part. So good on you there, Mel. This is not easy. This has been wild. I'm gonna pull Colin up here real quick. We'll sign off and we'll call this thing a day. What's going on, my man? What'd you learn today, Colin?
I learned that you can't just expect to jump in with an already working project, but I like forking this project that you started today, so I was able to fork the project and follow along. So I think I want to draw attention to your GitHub and all the links that are on the Agent Camp Dev site. So if you are looking for help building, I recommend jumping into our Polygon Discord, or right now the Ethereum global hackathon Discord has a lot of mentors right now. So if you're looking for help building or teammates, there's a lot of people in the Agentic Ethereum hackathon are still trying to find their teams. So encourage you to if you didn't sign up for the Agentic Ethereum hackathon, don't worry, we'll have more hackathons for you.
Absolutely. All right, Mel, any parting words here real quick?
Nothing. Just make sure to follow up with us. We definitely want next session to have any of you come share bugs, especially if you have anything specific for that. We will need your help creating like a bug report or something like that. Give us your GitHub, give us your your live URL. Maybe if we can like see it. Oh, we said we were gonna do the railway. I promise that next on Thursday we will do the railway deployment, so everybody can have that as a reference too. And yeah, ideally, so we can like go through the code live and fix it, so everybody can also see more or less how we approach this bug fixing on Eliza.
Good stuff. Makes sense to me. Just drop the link here in chat for our next session. That's going to be Luma/ready to launch. We're one step closer each time. As you see, our agents are now living and breathing. When we're doing the direct interface with the clients, they're performing as we'd expect. So now it's just the challenge of figuring out how to make them understand their context of where they're being deployed and what it is in terms of your interaction path. For those that are asking, that QR code in my background there, that'll take you to the dabl.club, where you can find all things related to Dabl Club. Dabl.chat will drop you right into our Telegram, where you can continue asking questions, find teammates for upcoming projects and builds. And again, for me, major shout out to all the Agentic Ethereum participants that have already signed up and linked together. I have seen at least one proper Dabl Club flag waving team, so I'm very excited to see. Hope for goodness that they pull something out in terms of the prize pool, because I'll be extremely proud of that. So at that point, we'll go ahead and call this a wrap for today's AG Camp. The next session will be this Thursday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, just the same as we've been doing the Monday, Thursday drum beats. We look forward to seeing you guys then. And if you have any questions in the meantime, just reach out to us in Telegram, on Twitter, on Farcaster, or any of these other locations. We're looking forward to Denver and hoping that we can connect with you friends here in real life sooner than later. Thanks for dabbling with us today. We'll see you next time.